Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome back to Casual Conversation with GNA. And today we're going to have conversation 72, and we're going to be talking about phobias, different types of phobias. Yeah. Hey, hi,
Hi.
Arlene. Thank you for joining and thank you for saying hi and drive safe. Jeff Claw, I saw your comment. That's crazy. I hope they find the guy. Frankie Too Sweet. Hi. Hi, John. Welcome.
Hi.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about phobias. Why? I don't know. I just thought it would be interesting.
Yeah.
But we're here. And I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Hi, Paper Chaser. Welcome. Sorry we're a little bit late. I was eating actually before we started, and we didn't do a show for 2 weekends in a row.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
First weekend, well, we went on a little vacation, right?
Yeah.
So that's why we were on the road all Friday, so that's why we didn't have a chance to film.
It was like a little road trip.
Yeah. So we didn't have a chance to film, and last Friday it just kind of escaped us.
we had family over last Friday. The Friday before that, we went on a road trip because we were going to go to a concert. So it was really fun. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And yeah, I want to know, do any of you guys have any phobias? And if you do, please put them in the comments. I would love to know because I think I have all of these that I researched. So yeah, without further ado.
So yeah, let's get into phobias. A phobia.
Oh, is our mic still working?
Oh,
yeah.
Heights are scary.
Heights are scary.
They are.
I thought that I wasn't scared of heights, but then when I look over a ledge, it freaks me out.
Yeah, it's
and
scary.
Spiders. Yeah, I hate spiders.
You know what? Heights are scary for me, but I try to conquer fears. So I did the zip lining. And it was fun. It was a good time. The only thing that I'd be too scared to do is like jump off a plane. Like that would be scary.
Oh, like the skydiving?
Yeah, that's a little too intense. Too high for me.
Trypophobia. Sorry. What is that? Because I don't know if it's probably in here.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about it.
Let us know, Alejandro, and thank you for joining.
But yeah, spiders are scary too, man.
Yeah, spiders. I don't know. I can't. Ever since I was a kid, I'm also afraid of the dark. So I don't like it when it's dark. Because then you know when it's dark and you start seeing shadows, like that's creepy.
Yeah, you start like imagining stuff. So it gets
fear of patterns with holes. What?
Oh, interesting.
Like a sheet, like one of those metal sheets, like with holes. That's the only thing. Or like I don't know.
Oh yeah, I get it. Like those, like where you step on them, right?
Anything with holes, I guess. Any. I went on a Black Hawk helicopter, and that was a negative for me. Yeah. Crazy. That's scary ones, you guys. Yeah. But like I said, like most of these are like, dude, I'm like, this is me. I'm scared of everything. But I guess that's part of life. You kind of have to, I guess, expose yourself to these things.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I think it's going to get started.
So a phobia consists of a persistent fear or avoidance of a specific stimulus. Usually the stimulus is a thing or a situation like bees or heights. In some cases, fear causes significant distress or somehow impairs a person's life. Where do phobias come from? Your DNA may play a role. Many people have genes that raise their risk for anxiety-related disorders. But even if you don't have those phobia genes, you can develop one through learning or conditioning. If your parents always told you to be fearful of spiders, that can snowball into phobia, especially if you also have a negative experience with a spider. Avoidance can strengthen anxiety and keeps it going. So I guess it just yeah, like snowball effect, it just makes it like escalate.
Yeah.
Understandable. So like, I mean, my personal experience with the whole height situation and how it's scary. I mean, it's still scary for me, but I feel like after having done like zip lining, it kind of like minimizes the fear a little, so I think, like kind of exposing yourself,
Yeah.
even if it's like minor exposure, like I think it could help potentially, right?
Yeah. Um
So
it's up to you, Candy. I don't know if you wanted to join. I just wasn't sure because I don't know if you were going somewhere. But let me know if it's going to be quiet. If you're going to be quiet
yeah,
enough. Hello, hello. Does this sound better? I don't know. I just feel like our mic is a little bit low
yeah,
today.
it
I don't know
sounds a
why.
little off. We apologize.
Hello, Miss Sue. Thank you for joining.
Hi.
So yeah, I don't know.
So
Definitely, I think like the fear of the dark was for me was brought on, and it was more because like watching movies. Um,
yeah, a lot of scary
yeah,
movies,
like
a
watching
lot,
scary movies, and
and it's
then
always in the dark.
yeah, like I
Yeah.
remember there was one movie that it was what was it, Darkness Falls? Do you remember? And it was with the tooth fairy, and it was like really scary. And if you were caught in the dark, she can take you or something, kill you. But if you had some sort of light, she wasn't able to get to you for some reason. I don't know. She could only be in the shadows, I guess. So that creeped me out
But
for sure.
what was also scary? Like, um, wow, it just skipped me. Yeah, I just forgot.
It left.
Yeah, the thought left.
Yeah. But spiders, I don't know. I don't know where I think just creepy crawly just freaks me out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Are you
um,
scared of spiders too?
yeah. Like
I feel like because I was scared of spiders, that kind of
you
like
kind of like
snowballed to
transferred
her.
that.
Yeah. Because I would always freak out. And then she, like, I remember her as a kid, she started being scared of spiders after she saw me, you know? And
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing with my kids. Like, they kind of notice that I'm scared. And so they're starting to kind of be like, oh no, spiders are scary. So,
Oh yeah, I remember my thought. So like, like talking about movies, even movies can give you like,
phobias?
yeah, like a little phobia. It may not last long, but it could be like for like just like a minor amount of time, And it's crazy because I remember when we saw Freddy movie, right? Freddy Krueger.
Uh huh.
And like just seeing how like people couldn't go to sleep because then he would kill them in their sleep.
Oh,
I
yeah.
would like after that movie, I'm like, I don't want to go to sleep, man. Like Freddy Krueger. So yeah, things like that. I feel like movies have an influence,
Oh, that was loud.
right? Like movies can play an influence that way. So that's,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but we're gonna get into some of the phobias. And if you guys can relate, let us know because I can relate to all of them.
So
So,
getting started, we're gonna start with,
and they have the craziest names, you guys.
yeah. So we butcher, sorry, you know, um, tap tapophobia, fear of being buried alive.
That is scary.
That is.
You
That
guys,
is.
like, I think about that. Like, what if, okay, so, when you die, they bury you. I mean, some
Yeah.
people get cremated, but I want to be buried, right? And I think about it. Like, what if I'm alive? What if I wake up? Like,
Yeah,
that's so scary.
yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
So this phobia arose during the 1700s when the plague was rampant and people feared doctors or medical professionals that would mistaken them dead. So can you imagine like you get buried? Ay, that's that's scary, man.
That is
That's scary.
scary. And then there's no way you can get out. I mean,
so
I don't know if, have you seen what's that movie with I can't remember her name. Uma Thurman? Kill Bill? She was buried alive and she just kept punching like the like she kept doing this thing with her hand, punching the box she was in, I guess the coffin. Is it a coffin?
Yeah.
And she like broke through it. It was crazy, dude. I was just like, I don't know.
Can you imagine? Like,
No.
I feel like when you're buried, like you die because of asphyxiation, right?
Definitely.
So, crazy, man, crazy. Next one, acrophobia. Fear of mirrors, or especially seeing your own reflection in the mirror, causes shame, distress, or depression.
Okay. So have you guys ever looked in the mirror and then thought, dude, what if I like look away and like my face is still looking forward?
I know, man.
That's creepy. Like,
and I think it's because movies
and videos on YouTube. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Okay, so here's the next one. Ambrophobia, fear of rain. Natural environment phobias, which can also include hurricanes, snow, cold wind. Those people sometimes have weather-related education, which gives them greater fear. I don't know if you've seen that like Netflix series, The Woman Behind the Mirror, The Neighbor, something like that. But no, The Woman Behind the Window across the street. Well, she has that fear. She has fear of rain. But I think it was related to like her daughter passing away, and it was like a rainy day, so it kind of like she feared the rain, and every time she would like be out and it would rain, she would like faint because she was so scared, you know? So that reminds me of that, you know? So
yeah, that's
fear
scary.
of rain.
I mean, rain doesn't scare me, but what does scare me is
like stuff that are like destructive,
like thunder. Yeah, like the thunder and the lightning and like the hurricanes, and I don't know.
You know, wind
That's
can
scary.
wind can get pretty strong. It can like, you know, it could get dangerous.
Yeah.
Hurricanes, you know, obviously. Next one, phonophobia, an abnormal and unwarranted fear of sound, normal everyday sound like doors closing or loud conversation. But you know what? I think that would probably have to do like kind of like it could be like combined with like PTSD, right?
Where that's like, true. Yeah, like veterans that come back after war and every little thing kind of like
it like triggers them.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that until you said that. That's crazy because that's true.
Yeah, so yeah, I could see that. Numerophobia, the fear of numbers, fear of doing math or dealing with numbers. Wow.
I'm scared of doing math, so I have that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah. Myrmecophobia is the fear of ants, insects, swarms. Like that's kind of weird, huh? Like being like covered in like if there's a
being covered by any type of insect is crazy.
Like maggots, stuff like that. Ugh.
That just takes it to the next level.
So thalassophobia, the fear of the ocean or deep open water, thoughts of sea creatures lurking below the waves, is often rooted in fear of the unknown and unexplored space, unknowable and overwhelming. Understandable.
That's another one that I have.
That's understandable. The ocean
is so profound. Scary because like even if I Google stuff, like and you know how Google like gives you Google Maps and you can see it like satellite whatever, and sometimes like I would scroll over the ocean and it would just freak me out and I would have to like get out. I'm like, no, I can't. Like it just would freak me out. And I think the fear is because I don't know what's in there. I don't know how deep it is, you know?
I definitely agree. It definitely has to do with it being unknown, and it's just so deep. And yeah, you think about stuff like that. It's dark. Mm-hmm. You don't know what's there. It's so vast. Anything could be there. Anything could touch you and you can't see it. So I think that's where like it comes from, like where you can't see it. But also, like, you don't know, man. They keep discovering sea creatures, so like you don't even know, you might catch something you can't explain, and that may like kind of like, you know, give you fear.
Should we try to disconnect it?
Yeah.
Hold on, guys.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, it's because our mic is a little bit low. I don't know why.
Yeah, we're
It's
just
kind of driving us crazy because we're used to it being really loud.
nice and crisp. Yeah. Phobophobia, fear of teenagers or adolescents.
Adolescents? Fear of adolescents.
Adolescents look at teens as out of control or backwards in some way. For some adults with more severe, spending time with teens can help dispel these fears. It's because teens, that's a tough age. It is, because they're going through a lot.
It is a tough age.
And then I feel like that's like their most rebellious times.
Yeah, like hormones and testosterone are at its
they're
peak,
trying to
and they're
understand
just
themselves. It's a tough moment.
But yeah, like definitely. And I was reading that people that I guess expose themselves or spend time with teenagers, kind of it helps them get over, and especially if they're calm teenagers that just, like I sit there with them, and people kind of helps people that have that phobia.
And that's what I'm thinking of, like a little bit of exposure. Like, can I expose yourself a bit?
Thank you, John. We appreciate that. I just wasn't sure if we sound really low or if our audio is okay. But thank you.
I feel like the exposure like kind of helps you see it in a different way. Like maybe like what your opinion isn't always.
I don't think me being exposed to spiders is gonna help my phobia. Like,
oh my gosh, man! Talking about spider phobia, I almost forgot. Like, so spider phobia, right? Like, dude. Okay, so this guy, you know how those guys come and do like little show and tell with the animals? Man, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go all out, do like this exposure therapy, and hold the tarantula. I was so scared, dude. And the guy, like, he almost didn't even want to let me grab it. Like, he was scared that I was gonna drop it because I was like scared of him,
Yeah.
But I'm like, nah, I have to like, be strong about it. So like I had it, and it would just like,
I did it too. I did the exposure therapy with the spiders with a tarantula, and it felt like fingertips.
Yeah, it did. Like, but it was like kind of like it had like its little fur.
But I think it's more seeing it rather than feeling
because I'm like, I'm gonna just close my eyes. I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
But I think that was improvement. Because it like that's a big spider. You know what I mean? It's not like a regular little spider. That thing is huge. So, yeah. But does that make me feel better about spiders? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm still scared of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So next one, guys, past life phobias. People who believe in reincarnation and who claim they remember details from their past lives. Some children who claim to recall previous lives suffer unusual phobias that they say are related to those past lives, and specifically the way they died. That's interesting. I haven't heard about that one. Past life phobias. I mean, I don't know what to make of that. I don't know. Any thoughts on that one? Past life phobias?
Maybe like to some people that actually believe in that, like reincarnation, or thinks that I kind of understand it in that way, because a lot of them say that they kind of fear, like you said, what they died of, or how they left. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Okay. That's pretty good.
So the next one, aerophobia, the fear of fresh air or movement of air, draft or breezes. Water, these fears can be symptoms of rabies that trigger muscle spasms. What? Like I guess like it like you feel like the wind and you're just like it gives you like muscle spasms. Okay. Haven't heard of that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um a leak Electorophobia is the fear of chickens or hens. Bad experiences with chickens as children can trigger fears into adulthood
Yeah.
and to extreme of not wanting to eat chicken. Man, we've had chickens for a while.
Forever. So we're not scared of chickens.
Yeah,
but
and we've had some tough chickens, man, where
dude,
yeah.
have you seen those videos of those kids that get chased by ducks or they get chased by these like animal like birds?
Yeah.
And dude, I'm sure that like freaks them out and it like kills it for them for the rest of their life. Like now
Yeah.
they're scared.
I remember we had like a chicken that was aggressive like that.
Did we?
And
Who?
yeah, it was like a white chicken.
Chivara?
No, it wasn't Chihuahuas. It was like way before. And that dude was like aggressive, man. Like he would like chase after us and I would be like all scared. But I don't know, man. Like, because I was like,
Even
that
the
dude's
duck.
gonna poke me hard. But
Yeah, parents have a duck and he's kind of mean.
yeah. But I don't know. I mean, all in all, I think we're used to chickens. So chickens are all right. Amathrophobia, fear of dust, snows up among librarians.
Shows up among us. It shows up among librarians.
Oh,
which I thought that was interesting.
That's interesting.
That a lot of librarians have fears of like dust.
I get it. Man.
Why?
Because like when I used to be like working at the library, like I remember like I didn't want to see the dust. Like I don't want to like I'm like, bro, there's dust on these shelves. I gotta get rid of this. There's dust on these books. No. So I would be like dusting them off all the time, bro. Like all the time.
That's funny.
But just dust in general, man. Like I feel like I'm just like
I don't really care. I see it there and I'm just like, oh, I guess it's dusty. Whatever. I have to clean it sometime, but it's not to the point where it bothers me.
Yeah, where it's like you fear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's understandable. So, okay, this next one has a really long name. Okay, it's really extensive. So let's see if we could get this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hippopotomontrosequipedaliophobia. The fear of long words. Really, bro?
I just added that as a joke. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you added this?
I'm just kidding. No, it's real.
Patients
hippopotamus. I don't know. Strosic. I don't know, you guys. This is a crazy one, but it's like, fear of long words. With this, who is not going to be scared of that?
The psychologist that came up with this had a sense of humor. You can
patients with dyslexia who struggle with okay, that makes sense. Like you kind of get scared of reading and like listening to these crazy because like trying to read this crazy and being embarrassed. Yeah,
because it's too much. Yeah. Globophobia, fear of balloons, exploding balloons. As a child, people avoided proximity to them.
Dude, so there was this guy on the radio that was talking about this phobia that he was scared of balloons, and he said it started when he was a kid. And he would, like, I guess there was some sort of a fear because I think he had, like, somebody had given him a dog balloon and it popped or something. And it, like, freaked him out. And ever since then, like, he was a grown man and he was married. And he was just so afraid of balloons. And his wife was trying to take him to the carnival to kind of do some exposure therapy. Mm-hmm. But he was like, no, dude, I cannot go to the carnival. Like, this is going to be so bad. And so they were telling him to kind of like experience the balloon situation, like maybe in a more positive note.
Yeah, like just like baby steps,
But he was terrified. He's like, if it has anything to do with balloons, I don't want to be there. And so he was like freaking out.
The carnival, like, they have like the balloon popping contest, right, with the darts.
Yeah.
So like, maybe starting smaller, like I'm thinking maybe like a balloon that isn't inflated, start with like just touching something that's not, like kind of baby step it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All
right. So here you go.
Where are you at?
Right here.
Phobophobia, fear of fear itself, and it can lead to anxiety and function effects. So that kind of, okay, you're
Yeah.
scared of being scared.
Like you don't want to be scared, so you try to avoid it at all costs.
That's crazy. Zoophobia, fear of animals, and it makes people stay home due to fear of encountering an animal. So I guess it could be all animals. It could be some animals. I can understand being scared of some animals, but I mean, some of them are cute. Like maybe
Yeah.
exposing yourself to puppies, going to the puppy
Aw,
store.
puppies are the cutest.
Uh-huh. Em- Emetophobia, fear of vomiting. A social phobia and fear of being embarrassed if it happens in front of people. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're afraid to kind of vomit in front of people
Because
and then
you're
it
like in
being
a vulnerable position. You know what I
oh, he
mean?
has that. It happened when I was a kid and it popped in your ear, the balloons, yeah.
Oh.
That's crazy. It could be scary. Yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of freaks you out. It always
It's
does.
loud.
It
Yeah.
always freaks you out when one of them
Yeah.
pops. But yeah, vomiting, I mean, for me, vomiting, it's like I don't I kind of like I hate it, but it's not a phobia. I think it's more of
Yeah.
like, I just hate
You don't want to
vomiting
have to
because it
go
just
through
feels
that.
so bad. Yeah. Um Especially like after having kids and going through the morning sickness and all that, it was horrid. Um oh, this one I think everybody has.
Yeah.
Nomophobia, fear of being without your smartphone, feeling anxious or nervous at the thought of losing your smartphone or worrying about losing your phone or network coverage or battery power.
Word. Okay. Like,
Guys, like my phone is like right
hey,
here.
yeah, like,
I'm not scared of it running out of battery. I mean, I just feel like I'm missing out on a lot when it runs out of battery and it's just like it's charging and I'm like, man, what if like this person went live and I can't catch their show, like
yeah.
I don't know.
Like for me, it's like, what if an emergency happens and I don't have my phone? What if the battery's low? I can't make that phone call. What if there's no network coverage?
And the network
know?
coverage, dude, it happens all the time. Like for us,
Yeah.
when we go up like dad's work, when my dad works up in the mountains, there's no coverage. So I'm okay with that. I'm like, you know what?
You
Cell
take that
phone
time
free.
to,
Yeah. Or my uncle, he works at a ranch too. Cell phone free. Like
you
there's
know
no
what?
coverage.
I'm
And I'm
glad.
okay with that.
I'm glad mine got coverage out there.
Whatever. I have T-Mobile. It's not good in the rural areas, but your
Yeah.
coverage is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
whatever. I'm
but
cool with that. I don't mind it at all.
yeah, and just like to add to that, like, you know, we are pretty attached to our devices, that's true. And in college we had a professor who kind of like gave us an assignment, and it was like a challenge assignment where he didn't want us to use our cell phones. I think it was for like 2 weeks. And he's like, I just want to see how it goes for you guys. Go back to the 80s when there was no cell phones.
Yeah.
And see what you do, see how it changes things. And everyone was freaking out. They're like, but professor, like, what are we going to do if we're like on the road and our tire pops and we don't have our phone and we can't call anybody?
But people were able to handle that back then.
Yeah. And it was funny because one student was like, but what if I get ran over because I'm like walking down the street trying to find a phone?
You'll be fine.
And then he's like, well, just lay there. And somebody will help eventually. So it's just like, it feels safe when you have like your phone, because
yeah, it's because we're so used to it and we're
Yeah.
so codependent on our phones
Yeah.
for everything. Like,
But yeah.
like sometimes I'll be like, oh shoot, I can look that up on my phone, but I don't have it with me.
Yeah.
And so, but back then when we were kids, we lived without phones.
We did. We had a decent childhood. We
Yeah.
didn't have like technology like that. So, but I mean, it was a good 2 weeks. It was a good 2 weeks being phone free.
And it helps your mental state because there has been
Yeah.
research that show that being without your phone and technology and social media, it kind of like rejuvenates your brain, and it kind of gives you a better sleep. And so you kind of like, it helps with depression, to kind of detox from technology in
Because
general.
you're not like in that constant like fear of missing out, like, oh, I'm not doing this,
Yeah.
or people are having a better life than I am, like, just like comparing and seeking validation and all that.
Yeah.
So
And then trying,
it gives
I
you
guess
like
it gets
time.
addicting. Like TikTok,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
it's like an addiction for
It
people.
is, but you know what?
I know a lot of people firsthand that are addicted to TikTok.
At the same time, it's pretty informative too. Like, you learn some
Uh
stuff.
huh. Why are you defending it?
No, they have a lot of stuff for cooking and like, you learn stuff. So it's pretty interesting.
All right. Let's get this going. So we are in
Europhobia.
Fear of urinating, bladder control issues, concern about having an accident in public. Of course, that would be scary.
And you know what? I think that,
especially if you have like a leaky bladder, and that I can totally understand people being afraid.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense, because that's the one thing you don't want to do,
Yeah. Somniphobia, fear of initiating sleep or falling asleep. Some experience sleep paralysis as they drift off. And I think that's one of my things too, that sometimes like I'll try to fall asleep, and while I'm falling asleep, I'll wake myself up because I get scared that something's going to happen, or I'm not going to wake up, or if I do wake up, like things, I feel like your brain kind of like starts to create these like scenarios
like that. Yeah.
But sleep paralysis, I think that's scary. It hasn't happened to me, thank God. But for people that it has happened to, a lot of people say that it's scary and that it feels debilitating, and there's nothing you can do to wake yourself up. So that's understandable. Okay, the next one is Ranidaphobia, fear of frogs. This can cause people to avoid hiking in nature or visiting natural history museums.
My mom
has that.
She's afraid of frogs.
Yes, she
is.
She's tell her about dad. Dad was doing exposure therapy.
He was like, okay, they do gardening out in the front, and
we have a canal in the backyard.
Yeah.
So it's like crazy for toads and frogs.
Yeah. So nothing new seeing frogs, nothing new. So they were like, removing like weeds and stuff, and my mom sees this frog, and she's like, she tells my dad, don't get close to there because there's like a frog there. And what does my dad do? He grabs it and like throws it at her.
She freaked out.
She ran. Like, she ran inside. Like, she was done.
And then what about you though?
Me with frogs? I don't really like frogs, man. Frogs are like, ugh.
But then he threw it at you, right?
Yeah, he threw it at me too, because I didn't believe him. I'm like, Dad, you really threw that frog at my mom knowing that she's scared of frogs? And then he grabbed it and threw it at me, and I got scared too. I'm like, what?
Yeah. But see, frogs are creepy because they're slimy, and like, what if they have bacteria? Ugh. See, it's just like, I don't know. Everything is creepy. All right, next is Did we read this one already?
No, this is a different
Phonophobia, fear of everything, general anxiety disorders, fear of darkness or harmless noises. Okay. Yes, darkness is scary.
Yeah.
Athazagorophobia, fear of forgetting or being forgotten, like amnesia. That's scary.
You know what?
That's sad. To me, it's like sad, but it is kind of scary in a way too.
It is.
Oh, I think I lost.
You lost connection?
No, I think it's good. Whatever.
That's something. Let me just tell you, because sometimes I forget stuff, and I get scared about that. I'm like,
I get scared that people around me would go through that, like my parents.
Yeah,
or
that
like,
would be so difficult.
That they forget me and they don't know who I am. Like,
that's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Like, there was a TikTok that I was watching where the daughter was recording his dad, her dad, and she was calling him dad, and he kept kind of looking at her like, why are you doing that? And he was like, I guess he had dementia. He couldn't remember. And so she was like, is it okay if I call you dad? He's like, well, I don't know how I feel about that because I don't know you. And he's like, but you're my dad. And he was just like, the dad kept saying, like, I don't know you. I know I have feelings for you. Like, I can feel that I feel things for you, but I don't know you. And to his wife, too, like, he didn't know her. But he's like, I don't know this woman, but I know that I feel something for her and she's somebody important, but I don't know who she is, like, and it was just so heartbreaking. I was like, huh.
That's
Like,
sad.
imagine going through that. That's so scary. Journey through the gate paranormal pod. Is this? No, okay. I think I know who that is. I think it's I think it's the one with Donnie Cho was telling me about. I am afraid of dolls, especially the old creepy one.
Wow.
Don't get me
I
started with
know.
dolls, John. Like,
Man, we used to have a porcelain doll. Man, that thing was scary.
we used to have a few. And
Ugh.
my mom used to have them in this like case.
Yeah.
And dude,
Ugh.
I just wanted
And
them to
then,
break.
Ew. Like they even had like the little like stand where
Yeah.
they stand.
And they would just be looking
Ugh.
like
I know,
supposedly they were cute, but they were not. They were creepy.
They were super creepy. And
Cisco, yes, Cisco. Hi.
I was just hoping.
Hi. Welcome. Thank you for coming in.
I was hoping it would break at some point, I was just hoping like, just please fall and break. I don't want to see you anymore. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
porcelain dolls
Dolls
are
are
creepy.
so scary.
They're creepy.
Any doll. Like, even the cute ones are scary.
Yeah. Ugh. And then one time when we went on vacation to Mexico, they bought me a doll out there, right? And I remember like I slept with it at night. And I don't know, man. I don't know, guys, if it was because I was so scared, but I saw it move. Okay, I saw it move, and I got so scared, man.
You guys,
I got so scared. I was like, heck no.
Dolls are the creepiest. I can't with dolls. Ugh.
Like it was so creepy, guys, because it was dark. It was nighttime, and I just like peeked my eye. Ugh, it moved. It was creepy. It was really creepy. So no dolls.
Vestiphobia, fear of clothing, specific type of garment that gives you anxiety, like military outfits or tight-fitting clothing. Okay, I had this. Okay, I had this phobia when I was pregnant because
You did.
I remember like tight-fitting pants would no, it was maternity pants. I cannot stand maternity pants. Like even just looking at them would make me nauseous. I don't know why. I never wore them. Through my pregnancy, I would just wear like I guess pants like that would fit under my stomach instead.
Yeah.
And so I felt like every time I would see them, they would freak me out. Like they would give me like this, they would twist my stomach and I would want to throw up. Really weird. Really weird because I never like, I don't know. I would wear other clothes perfectly fine, but it was just those. Yeah. But I can understand military outfits, especially if you had like a traumatic PTSD
like
experience.
very like intense history with that. Understandable.
And you see that military outfit and it freaks you out. That makes sense.
It brings back memories. Yeah.
So many haunted dolls at the Paranormal Expo. Oh. See, that's one of the things, like, I do not want to see any, like, haunted dolls. That freaks me out. Just freaks me out. Okay. Phonophobia. Right. Did I say that wrong? Cybophobia. Fear of food. Most common with people who experience painful muscle spasms after eating. Okay. Makes sense.
Food is good, man.
Food is good, but if it makes you sick.
Yeah, it makes sense. Like if you had a bad experience with something, I would get that you would not want to eat that again.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm so scared I'm going to get heartburn,
Yeah.
Because that happens to me. Erythrophobia, fear of blushing when feeling embarrassed. That was weird.
Like you don't want to blush?
Oh my God, I don't want you to see me blush.
I don't want to blush.
Like, I don't know. Just hit your cheeks, make them red. Frigophobia, fear of being cold. It can be a cultural thing or it can cause body aches and headaches. I have that fear. I do not like to be cold.
Yeah, like if you ever been cold, man, it gets cold.
You know what? My AC, you guys, I have it at 81. 81 all summer long. And we have 3-digit weather right now. Like we're at 100 and
Yeah.
what are we on, dude? 100. Hold on, 105 right now.
Yeah.
And while I go to work, they have it at like 75, 74. Dude, I'm freezing in there. Okay, I have a cardigan. I have a little blanket over me.
Let
I
me just
can't.
tell you, we have a local
That's
grocery store. And I do not want to go for that simple fact that it is like the coldest store I ever been in, man.
which one?
Like it's always cold
What? Which
there.
one?
Lessons?
Oh,
It's always
Albertsons is always cold.
it's
Super
always cold
freezing.
there.
What else is really cold?
Albertsons is cold,
Albertsons
you're
is
right.
freaking cold, dude. That's one of the coldest stores. I hate going
Oh
in
my
there.
gosh, dude. Costco. Bro, try going to the freezer section.
Costco. Okay. Now
Man.
imagine myself in the winter. I don't like the winter. It's
So
just so cold.
anyways, like I'm
And
telling you guys.
but okay, so I don't like the freezing. I don't like the cold. And like my kids, I always bundle them up crazy in the winter. And like they start sweating and I feel bad because they're like, "Mom, I'm so hot." But I just feel like I just don't want them to suffer that coldness. Like it just
Yeah,
I don't know.
man. Like I always take a sweater, man. I always do.
I hate going to supermarkets for the same reason. That's why I'm always bringing a jacket. Even yes,
I do
and then
that.
people look at me all
Yeah,
weird.
they look at me all weird too, and I'm like, dude, I get cold, man. So I always take sweaters everywhere.
Dude, I have like a Columbia like jacket, like one of those crazy big jackets, and I'm like, not today.
And then try wintertime, man. Wintertime here, man.
It
Well,
gets
I
pretty
mean,
cold.
there's places that are worse.
It
I get
doesn't snow, but
It
it's
is-
cold.
Yeah, it gets cold to where your feet are cold, man. Like they get
Like your
numb.
toes are frozen.
Yeah, they get frozen. Like it's gotten to the point where you can't even move them because they're like that cold. And it's like, I don't know. This is just too cold, man. You know,
Okay.
it's too cold.
Phonophobia, the fear of dining or dinner parties. I'm good there.
Yeah,
I love dinners.
Yeah, we like hanging out.
But you know, if you do have it, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Ergophobia, fear of work, stress, and anxiety. Dude, don't we all? Don't we all have ergophobia? Like you do not you fear your job because your job is stressful.
Man, nobody wants to be stressed.
Is that it? That's all we have? Okay. All right. So those are all we have so far. But how do we deal with this phobia?
Yeah.
The best way is exposure therapy.
Okay, but like, yeah. And that may sound a little too intense, but baby step it. You know?
Hey, DW.
Hey.
How are you? We're doing good.
Yeah, we're talking about phobias.
Yeah. I don't know. Exposure therapy?
Yeah, like the best thing you can do is baby
I mean,
step
okay,
it.
guys, we expose ourselves to cold, we expose ourselves to work, we expose ourselves to whatever things we're scared of. Does it help? Maybe. I don't know.
I think it's really about like changing the way you feel about it, like kind of like working on changing your mentality on it. You know, like the way you feel about it, right? And
Hi,
that's why I
Damien.
say like baby steps, because I don't think that if you do something drastic, that's gonna really like help you change the way you feel about it. You know, like you're gonna feel like that intensity so like at a greater level. So I think that that's why like when you baby step it, like you see those improvements, right? Like you like the balloon example. Like if you grab the balloon and it's like a deflated balloon, like that's a big step already. Like you grabbed a balloon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So and then like next time you can work on, okay, let's grab one, but have it be inflated this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then just build it to the point like, okay, pop it this time. You know what I mean? Like kind of
pop
like
it.
Yeah,
that's,
like kind of like
going a little too far.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean? We're taking baby steps to get to that point.
No, that makes sense.
So I think that would be like beneficial. Like it would help.
Yeah, I think so. And then also talking to like a therapist, maybe like going to some therapy and that could help too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. That could help.
I was afraid of snakes at one point and I decided to get a pet snake, and that helped me. She did bite me. But it wasn't a poisonous snake. It was a California king snake. So it wasn't a bad snake, but still it kind of helped me get over my fear of snakes. It was a baby one. It was like this big when I got it. It was like really little. But yeah, like it helped. It helped. Spiders, I don't know.
Man.
I don't
Spiders are
I don't know.
maybe start small, like I'm saying, like maybe watch a video with
Ugh.
spiders. You know what I mean? It's
Have you guys seen the Eight-Legged Freaks? It's a dumb movie, but
yeah.
it freaked me out, you guys. Like,
It's because there be some big old
Ugh.
spiders. Like
yeah,
there really
the jumping
is.
spiders.
Dude,
we used to get a lot at your house. We used
Yeah.
to get a lot of the hairy ones, like the what do they call them? The recluse, the brown recluse spiders, and they would like hiss at you and like, heck no.
Okay, but you know what, man? Scorpions, right?
I think
those
I
are
think they're
pretty
all
scary.
creepy. They're all creepy.
But you know what? I feel like with the whole insect thing, like I don't know about spiders, but on the other insects, like I've been kind of working on it. Like there's sometimes where like, you know, I'll find a little critter, you know, like I'll find a little what do you call those? The ones that squeak at night? What do you call it? A cricket?
The crickets?
Yeah, like
crickets?
yeah, I'll find a cricket and I'll be like, oh, let me just put this and you know, set it outside, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like trying to save like insects, that's
Yeah.
fine. But like if it's something you're really scared of, I don't know.
Yeah, if it's like a spider, I just tell my mom.
Are you
I'm
gonna
like,
save it? Are you gonna save it or you're gonna squish it?
dude, I don't deal with it. I just tell mom, I'm like, Mom, there's a spider over there, like can handle this. Yeah.
Dude, my kid, when one of my kids was baby, I think toddler, she grabbed a spider in her hand.
Oh my god.
Okay, like here, it was here inside the house in the kitchen, and she grabbed it and she was like squeezing it like this. And my mom's like, "What does she have in her hand?" And she opened her hand and it was a spider, dude, and it was big. And my mom freaked out and like smacked it out of her hand, dude. Tell me why I almost fainted. Like I almost fainted. I was like,
that's funny.
Like, how could she be like? Did it bite her? Like I was just like, it was the craziest thing.
Yeah, spiders.
I knew this
Man.
is kind of like a cringe show because it's like
I know.
freaking me out, but whatever. It is what it is, you guys. We all have our fears, but yeah,
they're definitely like manageable though.
yeah.
You know, I feel like it's important to put that out there.
But
there's always room for improvement. Always.
Yes, there's always room for improvement. There's always room for new phobias.
You know, like for me with the cold and the supermarkets, like I don't like going to the supermarkets because it's cold. You know,
I know
so
you don't.
I don't, man. So what do? I go to the small ones. I like the small supermarkets.
Like which one?
Like Grocery Outlet,
Aldi.
Like I like those because they're smaller and they're not that cold. You know, so there's like you can work.
Yeah, true,
things, right?
True. All right. Well, that's all we have, you guys. Anything else you want to add?
Man, anything else that you feel like would be an effective way for them to?
I don't know. I feel like there's always like phobias arising and there's nothing we can do. And
there is.
It is what it is, you guys. But yeah, we appreciate you guys showing up and commenting and saying hi and
being
here.
And
if you guys see this video later, please let us know what are your phobias. Let us know your experiences and what you feel like. I don't know, what was something you developed. Is that a mosquito?
I think it is.
Did I get it? I did get it. Oh, dude. Right on camera too. I caught it. It was a mosquito. It was like eating my blood. And I caught it. And it was stuck to my finger. Gross. All right. Yeah, we have a lot of mosquitoes here in California. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you next week. And have a great weekend. And happy
Labor Day.
Veterans? Labor Day. Veterans is next in November. But have a happy Labor Day. And yeah, have a great weekend. And see you guys next week. Bye. Everybody.